And Olympic champion Steve Hooker faces a tough fight to make the qualifying round of the men's pole vault at the championships in Berlin. Hooker injured his groin a week ago and despite aggressive treatment, he remains in doubt.
After all the excitement of Usain Bolt's amazing 100-metre world record last night, the attention in Berlin now turns to the Australians. Sally McClellan in the women's 100-metre hurdles begins her campaign tomorrow, and in the men's pole vault, Steve Hooker lines up in the qualifying round on Thursday. However, the Australian Olympic champion has got an injured groin and he's not overly optimistic of reaching the start line.
Making progress every day. I've done my course of injections that I was going to have, so like I said, yeah, it's moving forward as well as it possibly can.
For Hooker, it's a question of risk versus reward. Does he go out and risk serious injury and perhaps an operation on a torn adductor, or does he give himself the best chance of competing for the world title? It's a question that he's not sure of the answer.
Look, it's about my long-term health and being able to jump for a long time for Australia. And if I feel like I'm going to go out there and tear my adductor off, then I'm not going to go out and do that. So it's going to be a last-minute decision as to whether I jump or not. I'm not going to make that decision today or tomorrow. I'm just going to do everything I can to try and get myself to the line.
It's been a different experience for Hooker here in Berlin. Normally locked away in the hotel room, he went out to the track last night to experience the euphoria of Usain Bolt's 100-metre final.
I really want to compete, especially after being at the stadium last night and feeling the atmosphere. Emotionally, I really want to compete, but I've, at the end of the day, got to make a smart decision as well.
Hooker's coach Alex Panov has got a lot of experience in this area. He was the coach of Dmitry Markov, who carried a stub toe into the World Championship final in 2001. He came up trumps, setting a new Australian record of 6:05 to win the gold.
Well, yes, unfortunately, I've got experience like this in the past. Just slightly different type of injury, you know, like because with Dmitry, it was joint involved, and you know, as long as medical stuff like 10 hours non-stop mobilize it and make it feel better so he can move.
But like Hooker, Panov is not overly optimistic of the Australians' chances of lining up on Thursday.
Well, in situation with Steve, it's muscle, and we know like scientifically it needs to be like 21 days, you know, with aggressive treatment needs to be done. We're just hoping we will melt this time down a bit, but at this stage we're not really sure if it's 10 days, if it's enough or not.
So you'd have to say at the moment the chances of lining up in the pole vault qualifying round on Thursday are unlikely at this stage, so it's not looking overly promising for the Olympic champion. In Berlin, David Colbert, Fox Sports News.
Thanks very much, Dave.